living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. The day is here. We got it done. XRP. It's time to take it to the moon. Are you ready? Let's make some noise. Tap the like button. We've got news for you all day today. 24/7. We're going to be right the way through the evening, right the way through the morning, right the way through tomorrow. We're going nowhere. This is what we've worked for, so we might as well celebrate. Tap the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get ready for showtime, shall we? Here we go. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. It's absolutely great to have you here for this big day. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, is now making cryptocurrency the capital of the world here in the United States of America. The declaration has been signed. Of course, it doesn't go into law, but everybody knows it's going to happen now. So the crypto assets, particularly the ones he's mentioned, are all going through the roof. But remember, the market's open tonight. I've got lots of warnings for you, lots of news for you, lots of things that you need to be aware of so you don't get carried away. If you bought this asset when it was 38 cents, when we originally bought it on the show, you are laughing all the way to the bank. Let's stop the lights running because we're going to go into the United States of America colors because this is a great day for America. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Very exciting. Let me bring you all the news. Let me welcome everybody into the live chat. Tap the like button if you've just arrived and consider subscribing. We're going to be live now 24/7 all the way through covering all this news. It's not just XRP, it's Bitcoin as well. Very, very exciting. Let me read the comments. We've got 4H just became a member. Carlos just became a member. 98% of our live viewers are members, higher than any other channel in the world. John C, good morning to you. Dynamite Power, good morning to you. Brian Bynum, good morning family. Hello world. Yes, we've got members in 69 countries around the world. Very, very exciting. Good morning, family. Bitcoin up 6,700 in 2 hours. We're loving it. Let's pump it, Josh Monroe. Let me bring everybody in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You just tuned in. Tap the like button and consider subscribing. We're going to bring you all the news throughout the day. You're not going to miss a thing here today. Gold, gold, gold. Yes, we're wearing the gold jacket today. Of course, we had to put the gold jacket on for a celebration like this. Bold Brian, good morning to you. Montana, I love the jacket. Pump it, says Pravin Nam, LFG. To all the doubters, this is just a start. XRP to fly high. Lotta is leading them all. I hate IOTA. A good afternoon, Martin. Top men from Valletta, Malta. Great to have you here. Lovely Malta today. Love it. XRP to the moon. Three soon. Watching from Scotland. Bonnie, Scotland. Welcome to you, Stu. Lovely to have you here. Music is too loud. No, we're happy where it is. We're happy where it is. Good morning, Stanislav. Good morning to you. Good afternoon. Good evening. Evening, everyone. Happy days. Will Ethereum go high? I have a theory. I have ETF of Ethereum. Just pump. No, it's Cardano, XRP, IOTA. Wonderful to have you here. Good morning, everybody. Well, we have to start by, of course, saying thank you to Sensei, who brought this news to us this morning. I was just getting out of bed and Sensei reported the news to me. So it was like, okay, what's going on here? And he covered it live and did a fantastic job. So big shout out. First of all, thank you very much to Sensei for getting up early on a Sunday and covering all of that for us. Now it's my turn to take over, and I'll be handing you back to Sensei at his normal time, which is in 3 hours from now. Sensei will be live with his chart show, not just XRP, but all crypto, and you can cover all of that. All right, now let's bring you the news, and then let's talk about how we prepare and what we're going to do specifically to prepare for this event. All right, because it's all getting good, but we need to just pay attention. First of all, we have got real fear, extreme fear in the market. So before you get too carried away, it's great. Everyone's now buying your asset, but let them buy your asset. Trim on the way up. A real investor, you would have bought XRP as we did. Even though I don't own it anymore, I moved fully into the S&P for integrity of the channel and the benefit of reporting unbiasedly. I sold it out around about $1. I don't mind. I'm in the S&P. The most important thing for me is the integrity of this show. We are in extreme fear, though. And why we're in extreme fear? Because of uncertainties with tariffs. Now, the tariffs take place Monday at midnight. So the market will open tonight at 7 p.m., but at midnight tonight, several hours after the open, tariffs take place. Now, the market might open up on this news that America is open for business when it comes to crypto. However, there could be a really big flash crash. Now, not to alert everybody or scare everybody, but we're not here to pump and dump anything. We're here to provide the news information to support people and give them the best information, not just to sell videos, right? So the reality is we have to be prepared for a big drop this evening. There could well be. So you shouldn't be chasing this. You should just be simply enjoying and trimming along the journey. I want to thank everyone who subscribed to our channel today. It's absolutely gone nuts. Like, it's going crazy. 174 just keeps on rolling. Look at that. So thank you ever so much, everybody who's following our channel and supporting us. We do appreciate it, that we can get the word out to more people about doing the right thing. Okay, so what we need to do now is look at the news and digest it properly so we fully understand the implications of what we've just heard. So let me just give you all the credible stuff, all the verified information. Trump names cryptocurrencies to be in a strategic reserve. Now, this is great. This puts the United States at the center of cryptocurrency. We like that, of course. We like that. Strategic reserve. Now, what's extra special why we've named this show today, XRP, is he specifically mentions XRP. So let me read this. West Palm Beach, Florida, March the 2nd, today, just a few days before my birthday. Thank you very much. President Trump announced the names of 3 cryptocurrencies to be included in the new U.S. Crypto Strategic Reserve on Sunday, spiking the value of each in market trading. Trump said on social media that his January executive order on digital assets would create a stockpile of currencies, including XRP Ripple. So obviously it's going to go up because the US government are going to buy it. Maybe they already have. I don't know. Solana and Cardano, ADA. The assets rose 10 to 35% in the trading on Sunday. Other digital assets also gained. This is great news that we've just had. Now, in the last few seconds, I do have an update from Brad Garlinghouse. Literally in the last few minutes now, Brad has posted again. I've said this before, the crypto industry will achieve our goals and beyond if we work together. Now, this is so important that we talk about together. I'm going to come on to together and why together is so important, and investing rather than trading is so important. I'm going to come on to all these points in a moment. Together is really important. Appreciate the crypto president Donald Trump's vision of a government digital asset reserve representative of the industry. Maximalism is the enemy of the industry's progress. Maximalism. Interesting word there. Glad to see the President of the United States recognizing we live in a multi-chain world and that we are finally moving past Bill Hinman and the Biden administration's SEC's very broken thinking. No pulling no punches there. I will certainly continue to champion this while in Washington at the end of this week. Okay, that's just a few moments ago. Brad Garlinghouse has made that post. I think actually may have made something else. Let me just check. I want to keep myself completely up to date with everything. Now, that's the latest post. Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much indeed. We did see earlier that Donald Trump has been posting about the tariffs and Zelensky, and that's important. We're going to come on to that as well. President Trump to include XRP, Solana, and Cardano in the U.S. crypto reserve. Very nice indeed. Trump's proposal focuses on counter-reacting regulatory pressure and boosting the digital assets framework in the country. Now, just to remind ourselves, we still do have the SEC case going on. Now, that's why we started this petition. If you've not yet signed our petition, we've been putting pressure. I've got contacts in the media and the press and everywhere else in this space. So here is our petition. I'm going to pin that to the top. Make sure that you all please consider signing our petition. Very, very important. Let's see if it's moved in the last, this is the last 15 minutes. I don't think I've moved it since then. 1480, 1486. They are. It's moving quickly now. Some said we'd never get over 1,000. Well, we did. And now we're on the way to 1,500. Very, very nice indeed. Thank you ever so much, everyone who's taken part in doing that. Let me come back to the comments. Let me see who's here. We're going to open up the phone line. If you'd like me to open up the phone lines, you can all be on the show. You can call in and I can do that. So let me see who's here. Martyn, would you still buy VU ahead of Monday? No, I've already bought VU. I bought the dip. I don't buy on the pumps. I buy on the dips when all else are scared and selling. Let me show you my position as you're asking me, would I buy? No, because I think at midnight it could all sell off again. And remember, I'm not a trader, I'm an investor. I buy and I own and I don't sell. So I have a very different way of looking at things. If we look down here, all our major cryptos are all doing really great right now, and they're still continuing. If you look at the S&P rallied due to automated buying just into the close. A lot of people have been asking, why did everything suddenly rally into the close? It was automated algo buying. There wasn't anything specific. There wasn't any good news. In fact, everything was bad news because of uncertainty. The markets rely on certainty. So let me show you what I did, so you all know what I did. If you look, this is my S&P 500. As you can see, I'm 100% in the S&P. $260,000. I got $300,000 now. Just about a third of a million. Nearly of the S&P 500, 100%. And I was buying on all of the dips, and they were some big dips. Look at this. It started on Friday, and I think Friday was the 20, what was it, the 20, when was it? When was Friday? What day was that? The 24th, 26th? You can see here, I was buying all the way through. Not selling any. Buy. 5 shares. It was over since last Wednesday.
Jerry and Elba donated $5 through a super chat. May Lucas Aid family and everyone be blessed with the XRP. Thank you, Martyn, for bringing the best.
Thank you very much. It's my absolute pleasure, Elba. Thank you so much. I'm assuming that's Elba, of course. But yeah, I bought in the last week about 60 shares of the S&P 500 through VU. So I'm extremely bullish. However, I'm bullish buying the dip, not buying the pump. I never buy the pumps. I always and only buy the dips. So what I'm concerned about, and I'm going to really explain this now, hopefully in the best way I possibly can, is we are going to get the market open. Let's start from the beginning. We've got several hours before the market opens. In fact, we've got 7 hours and 5 minutes before the market opens. Of course, we know crypto trades 24/7, but the markets are going to open in 7 hours. And then we've got a further 5 hours before the tariffs go into place at midnight. So this is a very, very unique trading opportunity. I'm not a trader. I do trade from time to time, as you know, on my Roth IRA, but essentially I am an investor. I buy, I own, and I never sell, and I compound, and that's why I've gone from 5,000 to $350,000 live on this show in front of you, so you know my strategy, all right? And I'm not also pumping and dumping anything. I only own the S&P for integrity of the show. So over the next few hours, we're going to get, the pump is probably going to continue. People are taking profits. They're looking at the chart and they're seeing resistance levels and all-time highs, and they're scared. They're not really believers. Real believers just buy and own. They trim, but they buy back on dips. That's it. They don't sell out. They trim. That's what real investors do. Those that are just speculating and those that are simply trading momentum don't know what they own. They've never understood what XRP really is. They don't know what Bitcoin really is. And they are simply just trading up and down, trying to chase the chart that everybody else is looking at. I think that's a silly strategy, and I don't do that. I buy and own. Now, for XRP, what I'd be doing now if I was in it, but I don't want to be in it because I don't want to be pumping and dumping it for my own benefit, I would be simply trimming off and then buying back on the little dips and taking it up and up and up. Now, remember, forget averages. Averages do not count on stocks, let alone crypto. What matters is how much money you are consistently making. Remember my strategy. I've done 22 trades now, and I've won 22 times. I don't lose money. So it's very, very important to take profit on the way up, trim a little bit, then a little bit of a dip, and off it goes again. Now, you can do that if you believe it hasn't achieved its value. We don't believe that XRP has achieved its value. We believe it's got a long, long way to go. We could see $10, $12 now. Now, there are people on YouTube saying $1,000, $10,000 because it sells videos, believe it or not. There are people who are silly who will watch that and think, I can get rich and become a millionaire, and all I got to buy is like one XRP and I'm a millionaire. It's ridiculous. But those people exist, and there are always... They exist because there's an audience for it, right? But we hope that we don't do that sort of thing. We know we don't. So there's no evidence or suggestion or calculation that can ever be achieved or done to dictate a price of 1,000 or 10,000 or any of these silly things. But we can see, and we've always said $10. And we've also said the 50% crash, and we called that several times, and our members of our show all made profit and all acquired more. So what we've got now is a pump. This is great. Wise, intelligent, well-rounded investors will trim and buy back more. That's what all our members are doing. So they acquire more and more of the asset without spending any more money. That's sensible. That's wise. That's a very, very strategic, well-thought-out strategy. And we applaud that here on the Investor Channel. So the XRP is likely today to continue its pump. And then at 7 o'clock, the markets will open and we will get extreme volatility. I would expect a massive move when the bell goes at 7 o'clock, because this is extremely bullish for the American economy, of course. If America is controlling and has the main strength in XRP and Bitcoin and so on and so forth, that's a huge advantage and more reason for people to invest in the United States. So we could get a huge amount of volatility on the open. Upwards or downwards. It's not just going to sit there, all right? So you need to know, if it pumps up, are you going to trim? Well, I'm not, because I never sell, but you might want to. And the reason why I never sell, I don't need to sell. That's the great thing. I know why I buy. I want to be an owner of businesses, not a renter. You're renting a business if you're buying and sell it. There's a reason why I've gone from 5,000 to 300,000, because I'm an owner and those businesses work for me 24/7. My cash is never sitting around doing nothing. All right. So we're going to get extreme volatility. Oh, we got a new member. I tell you what.
Nima has become a member.
Anyone who becomes a member today. I've got lots of perks and benefits to give you. On the half an hour from now, I will give you all your perks and benefits. Anyone who's got a 1 month badge, you can now get access to all our free training videos, training information, you talk to Sensei, you can talk to Ed Nevis about scalp trading, all on Discord, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you've got a 1 month badge, I'll upgrade you to that. Everybody who's still got a green badge, you have to wait 1 month till you get that. Right, so on 7 o'clock tonight, the markets will open. There'll be extreme volatility, upward or downward, we don't know. But whatever it does, it will bounce back. Either way, if it goes up, it will sell off. If it goes down, it will come up. So just get ready. Now, if you are already in, let everyone pump up your assets. That's what I always do. That's why I always win. 22 trades, 22 wins. I don't ever buy pumps. I don't ever do this. I identify a great company or an asset when it's oversold and undervalued. That's when I go all in. That's when I buy it. When it goes up, I trim it. I never get FOMO'd in and start joining in the party. We knew this day was coming. It's why we put so much effort into this and why we put so much effort into our petition. So as investors, we're now getting rewarded. We're not those buying it. Those buying it now are just joining the party late. Let them do it. Let them do it and pump it up. Because remember, if they're going to buy here, they can't sell until it goes here, obviously. They've got to pump it up now. You don't. You're down here. You could start to trim a little bit. That's the difference between a trader and an investor. Investor knows why they buy it when no one else does. Now then, we could have then lots of volatility, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Now then, I know because I track the stocks 24 hours a day. I track it all evening. Brian S., welcome to becoming a member.
Brian S. has become a member.
You get many more perks as a member. Let me just give you the membership link. There's the membership link. There's free stocks for Robinhood. There's free in the United States. There's free stocks for Robinhood UK. If anybody wants some free stocks in the UK, Robinhood UK and Robinhood USA is in the chat. There's my X and Instagram if you want to know about the events before they go live and what I'm doing, when I'm buying, when I'm selling. When I'm buying the S&P predominantly. If you want our software, there's Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread in the chat as well. Anyone who becomes a member on the half hour, I'll give you all your perks and explain everything to you. All right. So throughout the evening, there's going to be volatility. Unquestionably volatility, but at midnight tariffs go into place. Now the tariffs are going to be inflationary short term, so you draw what you want about that. But the tariffs are not long term inflationary; they are short term inflationary. So there's no real worry about inflation. What we have to be concerned about are macro conditions to do with the wider world geopolitics. Europe, for example. Europe is now deciding to distance itself from America. The special relationship is not so special anymore in the United Kingdom. Europe is becoming stronger together. And they are rallying round Zelensky. So there's a very much divide now between the United States and Europe. For some reason, Trump has decided to go like an island and make America its own entity. However, you do need everyone else to buy from you. So and all the tariffs and everything else, there will be a lot of volatility in the market. However, that presents great opportunity to buy because I like the businesses that are in America. There's no question about it. America has the best businesses. The economy might not be the best, the amount of debt that we have, but most certainly, the greatest businesses are based in America, and I want to own those great businesses. That's why I'm an investor more than a trader, even though I trade on my Roth IRA. So at midnight, when those go into action, I don't think there'll be anything at all. Nothing will happen, in my opinion, at midnight. I think there'll be huge movements at 2 a.m. Now, I've sat up many, many nights watching the 24-hour market, and I noticed that's 2 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. Eastern. I've called this many, many times. I've called to the minute pumps on XRP and Bitcoin and been right many times. The reason for that is is I have many friends who are CEOs, hedge fund managers, people that work on Wall Street. I get information from the press room through Instagram and X. If so, there's my Instagram and X. And I know when CEOs are instructing buybacks and stuff like that, and I announce it on the shows. And we even have CEOs call in live to the show. We've done it. You've seen me do it several times, and I'll pick up the phone and a CEO will call in live to the show. So I'm expecting at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to see some movement with the tariffs. Now, at 7:30 in the morning, which is an hour before the opening bell, we'll be live again with the regular opening bell show, and we'll be getting volatility into the bell as well. Now, this will make headline news in the morning. Obviously, this will make headline news. A lot of people will be talking about this tomorrow, the crypto reserve. But I think for the wider market, we are concerned what's happening with tariffs. Now, what I'm hoping for, the perfect unicorn, perfect golden event, why I'm wearing a gold jacket, is in the next hours, because of what Trump has just done with crypto, the market is primed to explode upwards. If we got a last minute decision to drop tariffs, there was a deal last minute, and I know Trump would like to do that. That's the sort of thing he likes to do. Then we've got a huge rally tomorrow. Again, I wouldn't be buying it. I'd be enjoying the pump. So there we go. There's a little bit. Let's now focus on your comments and questions. Let's bring everybody into the chat. I'll tell you what we're going to do, because we have so many people today in the show. It's no surprise. It's a bit of history today. What we're going to do is we're going to switch over to... should we do this first? What should we do first? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have some fun, because this is great news. And we should have 10,000 watching live. So that's what we're going to do. Shall we get 10,000 watching live? We could do it. We certainly could. So... let's get do it. We'll smash the like button and we'll pump up the music. All right, we'll have some fun. Here we go. We'll go over to the main screen and we'll get busy. And then we'll open up the phone lines. You can call in. In fact, the phone line is open now. There you go. The phone line is open. If you want to call in, you can. I'm going to put, we want 1,000 likes. Tap the like button, guys. Here we go. 1,000 likes. There are 1,346 watching. Very, very nice indeed. And there are 41 likes. We want 1,000 likes. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 41 has jumped straight up to 193. That's more like it. I'm loving it. All right, okay. So I'm going to put in the chat now the live phone in. You can call in and you can be live on the show. There you go. Let me put that in the show.
Arby has become a member.
New member. 98% of our live viewers are members, more than any other channel in the world, including Mr. Beast. Let me pin this to the top. It's martynlucas.com if you wish to call in. Oh, hang on. I didn't put didn't tell you what it was. Live phone in. There you go. I'll try that again. There you go. Live phone in. It's martynlucas.com/live. If you want to call in, the password is LucasAids100, uppercase L, uppercase A. You can be live on the show with me right now. You can be in one of these spots. You see these spots all around the outside? You can be in one of these. It's first come, first serve. There are only 10 spots available, so it's first come, first serve. If you want to be in, the phone line is now open, martynlucas.com/live. Password LucasAids100. So what we're going to do is uppercase L, uppercase A, is we're going to get to 1,000 likes, and then we'll take our first call. All right, so here we go. Let's get it moving. There's 1,200 watching. Let's get it to 1,000 likes. Ready? Okay, you ready? 289. It's moving. 290. Our first target will be 300. Just talking to Sensei, may be able to go live. Okay, stream is ready for tonight. Great. Okie dokie. got some news from Sensei. He's going to do all the charts for you and all the technicals. Looks like he's going to go live in 2 hours and 20 minutes. 302. We've made our first target. We made our first target. Excellent stuff. 311. Okay, doing pretty good. We'll come back to that in a minute because you're a little bit quiet this morning. Is it because it's a Sunday? Is it because it's a Sunday? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I can see no one's called in just yet. So I'm going to go over to members only and answer everyone's questions. If you've got a comment, a question, I'll put on the screen. So if you've just made a comment, please repeat it. Members only now, comments. If you are a member, I can put your comment on the screen and I can read it out for you live right now. So if you'd like to do that, I can do that right now. Okay. So let's here we go. Our first comment in. There we go. We got Simon calling in. Fantastic. Give us a wave, Simon, so I know you can hear me. Brilliant. Marvelous. I'm going to bring Simon in a second then. In fact, what I'll do is I will assign him to a spot as we get all these comments and questions come in, and I'll welcome him onto the show. So let's bring Simon in. Good morning, good afternoon, Simon. Welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
I'm quite well this evening.
I'm loving the accent. You've called him before, haven't you?
I have, yes.
I recognise that lovely accent there. You're from London, right? Or near there, I'd say.
I was born in Greenwich. We now live in Kent.
Lovely. A proper Londoner. My dad was actually born in Paddington in the sound of Bow Bells, which you know makes him a real Cockney, right? A genuine Cockney. Lovely to have you here on the show. Are you an XRP investor?
No, I'm not.
You're not? So how do you feel about all this then with Trump today saying that XRP and these other coins are going to be a crypto reserve? How do you feel about that?
Well, looking at how XRP is going and like crypto itself, obviously it's going to help to move the market on the other stocks. So yeah, it's really encouraging.
Yes.
I like it.
It is, but we have to remind ourselves just because he signed an order doesn't mean to say it's going to happen straight away. We know how these things work, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue this conversation with you because we've got another guest calling in as well. So I'm going to move you into spot number 8, right over here. I'm going to move you up to this screen up here. Spot number 8, and we've got another guest calling in, Joseph. Let's see where Joseph is calling in from. Joseph, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Marcus. How you doing?
It's Martin. How are you? Very well. Where are you calling from?
Anchorage, Alaska.
Alaska. Wonderful stuff. Thanks for calling in. Are you into crypto or XRP? What's your investment choice?
Took you guys' advice or sensei's, got in at $2. I'm very happy today. Woke up and was very happy.
I bet you are. I bet you are. It's a wonderful day today. We knew this was coming though. This is why we first entered the market at 38 cents. So you can imagine those of us that bought at 38 cents are very happy. I'm currently not. I bought at 38 cents and sold it just around about $1 because we decided to become, mainstream media news. And for me to own the asset just makes me a YouTube pump and dump channel. So that's not what I do, as you know. But you must be very, very happy today then.
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to getting my investments in the S&P 500. So
yes,
that's why I called in today.
Yes. Well, so what's your question specifically? Do you have a question?
Yeah, just like 3 stocks that I can put my money into that I can get some dividend. I like your approach, getting your dividends and just retiring off them. For Coca-Cola, I think that is, right?
Yes, Coca-Cola. I bought Coca-Cola. Remember, my main brokerage account is 100% the S&P. I never sell. I just buy, and I only buy on macro dips. Macro dips is external conditions which drive the market down, not when the businesses are underperforming. They're all performing well. They're beating on earnings. 60% of the S&P reported now beating on earnings. So I'm very, very happy owning the S&P. Remember, though, the S&P is always expensive because people always buy the future price. They always will. There's no way you can buy fair value. No one gets fair value for anything, including you if you have a job. If you work for somebody and they pay you $10 an hour, that's not what you're worth. You're worth $20 an hour because they have to make $10 from you. Make sense? So you never get true value. You can't. What you do is you get the best value, and then you see it becoming bigger in the future. So that's why I buy the S&P, and also for integrity of the show. But you're right, you mentioned Coca-Cola. So on my Roth IRA, that's where I trade. And when I trade, I go all in, like Warren Buffett does. I don't go in and out every 5 minutes. When an asset, a company that I like, and I like Coca-Cola because I understand the business, I understand the balance sheet, I understand the ins and outs of it. When I see it oversold and I see a macro condition, which we saw shortages of sugar, we saw issues of carbonation a few years ago. There's all these external conditions which then people sell off not because the business is bad, because they know everybody else is going to sell off. And that's when I buy, right? I always sell when people are fearful. So I bought Coca-Cola a few months ago, and my plan was to keep it till the end of October, because I said a year ago that the market this year, after Trump came in, would go sideways. Well, I was right. It just happened a little bit quicker than I thought, because we had euphoria when everyone knew he was going to come in. That's what happens when any president comes in. You get a change of policy, everyone gets excited, and then they get the cool-off period where everyone sells because it didn't quite work out quite as well. And we can see we've had not a great start to the year. 3 months has been pretty flat, really, or going into 3 months now, 2 months, whatever. So Coca-Cola, I bought Coca-Cola. It rallied more than I expected. We got 4% on the earnings. It did better. It pumped up on the earnings because the rest of the market wasn't doing that good. So people put it into defensives. So I sold it all. I wasn't going to sell it until October, but I thought, okay, there's more left in the S&P yet. It's too early. This was supposed to go a little bit up, then sideways into October, but it did it too early. So I sold my Coca-Cola. I made 4% profit, which for me was about $700. I bought the dip of the S&P 500 with the $39,000 that I had on the Roth IRA, and bought a few more dips as it dropped, and it's in there now, and so on and so forth. So that's it. There's nothing else now undersold. There's nothing else.
Are you talking
oversold?
Are you talking about the S&P 500 index?
Yes, the S&P 500 VU. Yes. You can't buy the S&P 500. You have to buy it through an ETF. Now, there are several choices you can make. There's quite a few. But the best, without any doubt, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. The best ETF to buy the S&P 500 for you, a retail investor, would be VOO, VOO, Vanguard's ETF. You are buying the S&P. Now you might say, well, why not buy SPY? SPY is more famous. It's more known. Perhaps people could argue that. It's got higher liquidity. It's designed for options traders. And I don't mean options traders like you or I. mean, I don't do options at all. I don't believe in them. I just buy and own the businesses. But you might be an options trader, but I mean options traders who trade millions of trades a day, a minute, like Wall Street managers. That's what SPY was designed for. That's why it has a 3 times as much management fee as VOO does. Yeah. VOO is for retail investors. Now, I've got $300,000. I'm still a retail investor. When I have $10 million, I'm still a retail investor. I'm not, I'm not a big deal, really. So for me, I'm just like everyone else. VOO is the way to buy it. Now, if you look at it, you might say, well, one's a different price than the other because they were set up at different times. It's called the inception date. So when they're set up, they have a different time span. That's why the price is slightly different. But the actual the growth is exactly the same. It tracks exactly the same. Now, if you go through the 507, it's not 500, 507 stocks that are in the fund, they are virtually identical. Not exactly, but virtually, to the point that you would never see a difference if you invested one over the other. Now, what you will see is if you watch SPY, its chart, and then you watch VU, you'll see they all end up exactly the same, but you'll see SPY moves just a little bit before VU. So sometimes you can see SPY go vroom like that, and VU hasn't moved yet because it's less liquidity. Right, it's designed for people just to buy and hold. You can still trade it, right? Now you might go, well, I prefer SPY then because I can take advantage of all those trades. You can do exactly the same on VU. It's just not displaying it, but it's moving. It's just not displaying it. So in other words, let's say you were going to sell or you were going to buy VU and it was at this level and you just did what's called a buy order. You just went buy. You didn't do a limit order. You just went buy. And you find out the price was worse than you thought. That's because it's in between all those trades going on. That's why you should always use a limit order to say the price that you want. Because what will happen is it'll be moving either side of that really quickly. And you just set the limit order or limit sale, whatever you want, buy or sell. But very often, and this is a great tip, right? We've seen this, and this only happens for Apple. It only happens really for Apple. If you've got an Apple earnings, and Apple earnings is a good earnings or a bad earnings, something really dramatic, and you see Apple move up or down really, really quickly, right? We saw it on the earnings a few weeks ago. VU is going to go up with it in a few minutes. So you can get in really quickly. We've done this on our live shows on an earnings, and we've bought VU knowing it's going to go up in the next minute because it's slower to react, and it does. Now, why it only works on Apple, doesn't work on other earnings, is because Apple's the biggest allocation in VU. It's like 6.7% or whatever it is, right? It's a bigger one. If it's like Bank of America with 0.01, it's not going to do anything, right? But when it's Apple, because it's so big, it only works like a 10% swing as well. If it's like 1%, it won't do anything. It won't recognize that. But you can see that Apple really moves quickly. SPY goes with it, and VU just sits there for about a minute. So if you get in and you do a buy order, you know it's going to go up. Now, you got to get your buy order right. Don't get too greedy and don't expect to buy it too cheap, but because like I said, it's moving, but you can actually get a little deal there. We've done that on our show several times when Apple, it always works on an Apple one. So get a little bit of a tip there. But yeah, so all my money is back in VU again, the S&P 500. I am owning that forever. You don't buy the S&P for dividends. You mentioned dividends. That's for Coca-Cola, or J&J would be another defensive, solid dividend king. Paid over 25 years, 50 years, always increasing. That's what you're talking about. But dividends isn't for me because I need to build a portfolio of a certain size. I want growth, and then I move into dividends. You own the S&P for its growth, not the dividends. I can see you taking notes. Is there anything else? Anything you'd like to know?
Okay, so would it be wise to get a couple shares of VU and then go like branch out, try to get a little bit more diversified, or should I just go all in on VU?
Okay.
And get that growth that you're talking about.
Okay. Well, it all comes down to your strategy, what it is you want to achieve, and when you want to achieve it, and your timeline. If you understand what you own, you're going to trade or invest it wisely because you're going to understand it and you're not going to have emotions attached to it. When people buy a crypto asset, for example, they might tell everybody on Reddit and stock twit rooms, and they might go online, it's bro, it's going to the moon and blah, 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 blah. But when you ask most people, what does it actually do and what does it really mean? Very few people know. They'll repeat the headlines. They'll go, oh, well, it's going to do this and it's going to do that. They're just repeating what they've heard a YouTuber say and it to try to look important. Well, most people don't know. And even those that do know, the smart people, the smartest people admit they don't know everything. It's those that don't know anything, tell you they know everything, right? So that's how the world works, right? So if you understand what you own, really understand what you own, you'll make wise decisions and you'll be comfortable with the dips. You'll be comfortable with the sell-offs. If you're buying it to get rich in 5 minutes, you don't really know why you're buying it. It just sounds exciting and attractive to you. And then you probably should just go to a casino and gamble. The stock market gets used as a casino, but you see, I don't look at it that way. I own the casino. That's why I own nearly 600 shares now of VOO, $300,000, $350,000. And remember, Joseph, I started with $5,000. Didn't start with $350,000. Remember that, right? But I own the casino. So people can come in and trade and buy and sell all they want. It doesn't bother me. And in fact, I like when they sell because I buy more. And that really suits me, right? So you've got to work out who you are and what you want to achieve and when you want to achieve it. Now, I know that I know the companies that are in the S&P. I know how the S&P is constructed from a management point of view, so the cost involved to managing it. You've got to look for a cost-efficient ETF. When people say you've got to look for a good business, you've also got to look or a good token or a good asset. You've got to look for a good business, but that's also undervalued. Warren Buffett will preach about that. There's no point just going, I'm going to buy Coca-Cola because it's great if it's overpriced. There's no sense in that. You, as an investor, you got to buy it undervalued so it becomes more. Otherwise, you're just chasing the market all the time. And people go, well, I'm going to start investing, so I'm going to buy Coca-Cola because I've heard it's the best. But if you've just paid overvalue for it, you didn't buy anything great. You just bought an overpriced. It's exactly like if I said to you, Joseph, I've got a can of Coke here. It's $1 in Walmart. That's the price of this can of Coke. Would you give me, which was currently the accurate price, $700 for it, which was what Palantir was? Well, some people did. And I'd go, thank you ever so much. You can have my Palantir. That's why Alex Karp, the CEO, sold it. And everyone went, no, he didn't. I went, yes, he is. He's doing it right now. And he did. And now it's well documented. He's the man who runs the company and he was selling it because it's got overbought. Elon Musk has many, many times said, don't buy my stock, it's overvalued. And that's why you get such volatility in Tesla, because Tesla is all about personality, momentum of Elon Musk. It's a great business, but for me, it's uninvestable because I can't buy it at the right price. And I can't buy it without people pumping and dumping it every 5 minutes. That's not an investment strategy for me because I like to relax. I like to sleep. I like to take care of my health. And I want to get to $1 million by the end of the decade, which I'm going to do. 5 more years, I will be a millionaire live on this show. And that's enough for me. So you have to know what you want. Now, you just said, if I buy VOO, should I then buy something else to be more diversified? That actually doesn't make any sense because the S&P 500 is the best 500 companies in America, arguably the world. You're already diversified. And the wonderful thing is you are diversified in a way that has a track proven record over history to be better than you picking stocks. Not only that, people who know more about it than you or I, every 6 months, 12 months, bring the good ones in and chuck the bad ones out without you having to worry about it. So only owning the S&P 500, as long as you like the American economy, the American system is the best thing you can buy. It sounds boring and it's only one stock. That ain't very exciting. Well, making money is supposed to be boring, but if you like making money, it's not boring. I don't see anything exciting about up and down, in and out, margin call, left and... I don't find that... I like to consistently make profits, which is what I do. And if you look at my chart, I consistently make money, and I'm consistently beating the market because I'm amplifying it with margin, but I'm very managed and structured the way I do it. It's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it.
Yes, I agree. I agree on that. I invested in some AI technology, and I have zero idea what I'm doing. It's Galileo FX. I have this demo account, and I finally started, learning how to use it. I was up $2,000. I went to sleep and I lost all my money, and it's like, okay, it's a demo account, so thank you for that.
Okay,
but I would like to try, and they have the S&P 500 stocks on there, a few of them, not a lot, and I'm trying to find out how I can get that the buy points of it. You said the S&P 500 you buying at cost, right? So is it going to be a way to find out when I should buy it? Or should I wait?
Okay, well, you're talking about valuation. You're talking about when should I buy a stock? When should I buy the S&P? Right, well, there's lots of ways that I can answer that question. When you buy an individual business or an ETF, it has a PE ratio, price to earnings ratio. So what you're paying to what it earns you. Okay, so what you're looking for currently, the lagging indicator, which is where we are now with the information that we have, the S&P is around about 27 times earnings, right? That means you're paying 27 times more than the index earns, the true value. You might go, well, that's rubbish then, I ain't buying that. Right. Well, you're never going to get it for true value because it grows into the future. You invest the S&P because 10 years from now, 7 years from now, in fact, 5 years from now, it'll double. Okay? So you can never pay the value price. Like I said to you, you'll never get the value that your employer thinks you're worth because he's got to make profit on you. So if he pays you $10 an hour to work at McDonald's, you're worth 20 because he makes $10 from paying you $10, right? So you can never get the true value because if the market started to sell off, and imagine all the businesses inside the index are all doing great. Coca-Cola is selling record Coca-Cola. Apple is selling record amounts of phones. All the businesses inside the index are all doing well. They're all making money. The economy is strong. Inflation's coming down. But for some reason, the index is going down because it tracks all the stocks. They're all being sold off because of... we think a war's going to break out in the Middle East or whatever, or we think rates are going to go up, or we think whatever. We've got other concerns, macro conditions. The overall prices start to fall, which is what we had a couple of days ago. We had all the prices fall because of uncertainty with tariffs. Everyone's scared what's going to happen, so everyone gets out of the market. The ones that can move the market sell. You or I don't move the market. When we sell, no one even cares. But when Wall Street go, I'm selling bazillion dollars of something today, and it starts to go down because people see it going down, so they get fearful and they sell, so it goes down as well. So it just spirals. As it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, the buyers, like me, I'm always a buyer. I'm always bullish. There's always a bull market somewhere. I know Jim Cramer says that, but he's right. There's always an opportunity somewhere. So I'm watching all the time, seeing the price get nearer and nearer and nearer, that magic, 1 for 1. Well, that's never going to happen, ever. I think the lowest it ever got was like 6 times. I think the S&P went as like 6 times earnings, the lowest ever, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. So as it gets cheaper and cheaper, people are very aware that the businesses are doing well. They're beating earnings. They're making profit. Interest rates are going to come down, which they are. I expect them to come down in May and June. So they know the economy is going to go up because we've had a really sluggish start to the year, as expected, after the big euphoria, the sell-off, and things are going to pick up again. So people start getting ready to buy. They're not buying right now because they might find something more attractive. They might find bonds more attractive. They don't need to risk. Because remember, people with real money don't risk their money. It's like me. I don't risk my money. 22 trades, 22 wins. If you consistently win and never lose, like you said a minute ago, you're up $2,000, then you're down $2,000. You're back where you started from. Well, if you'd only made $10, but you never lost, and next time you made $10, and next time, overall, in 20 years from now, I bet you'd have more money than you were doing it that way, right? And that's all that matters to me, is where I'm going to be in 20 years, not where I'm going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is not important. 20 years is important. So as it starts coming down, people start buying in. So there's no way to buy the bottom. So what do you do? What do you do who wants to start investing? Well, the Chinese had a great philosophy. Best time to invest is now, if not 20 years ago. So what you do, this is not financial advice, but this is what I would do if I was doing this journey all over again. Nothing would be different. Exactly the same as I'm doing right now. I've got $1,000. We've gone sideways so far this year. It's not been a great year. I'd put 100% in the S&P 500. I'm fully invested. I've got no cash on the sidelines. I don't need cash on the sidelines because I've got an income. I earn money on YouTube. Every month, my money comes in. I spend a lot less than I earn. My life is efficient. That's the first thing. No mortgage, no car loan. I've got myself all efficient. Everything is good. My bills are the minimum. I'd spend no money. I put all my money in the S&P because I know end of the month I've got money coming in to pay my bills that I need, right? And if it goes up, great. That's what I hope it's going to do, and it will. Might not tomorrow, might not. Most people who buy straight away they lose money. That's what most people say. I've just bought and straight away I lose. And the reason why you lose when most of the time retail investors is because most people buy because they've heard something's good, so it's already been bought. That's why then it sells off when most people buy. That's kind of how it works. We get the news after the news is out. We heard this morning about XRP pumping and why after it had already gone up 20%. Those that knew, like Trump, he would have bought tons of XRP probably before he announced it. I mean, it's obvious, right? We can't do nothing about that. So because we can't, why try? Because you're always going to lose. You can't time the market. Most important thing is time in the market, not timing the market, right? Yeah. So you buy now and you hold. Now then, if tonight at midnight with tariffs and we've had a big rally today, everyone sells, down it goes, you've got a bit more money. You didn't put everything. You kept a little bit to put some more in when it drops. Now you haven't got any more money. Now you put all your money in and go, I can't buy any more dips. Don't worry about it. You bought it because you know in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you're going to be up. That's all that matters. So when you get paid next month, if it's down, you buy a bit more. That's it. If it's up, not saying you don't buy, but you're looking for the macro conditions when it drops to buy more. That's all I do.
So there's no way to buy like parts of VU. Is there?
Yes.
You have to buy
$5. No.
Oh, you can do that.
You can partially, yeah. You're in Alaska, right? Didn't you say Alaska?
Yeah.
So you're in the United States. I'm going to put in the chat right now. Have you got Robinhood?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. You've got Robinhood, right? I was going to give you that, right? If you go and get Robinhood, well, you've got Robinhood. You can go into VU and you can buy $5 of VU. Remember, it's not about how many shares you own. And people get all like worried because I can't have 1.01 or I can't have 99%. I want a whole share, like a whole Bitcoin. That is nonsense. What's important is how much money you put in. Whether you put in $1 or $1 million, the S&P are typically up 10% a year. If you buy macro dips like I do, 13.9. I've achieved nearly 20% for the last 2 years. I've made 40% in the last 2 years. So, or thereabouts. So you can buy $10. It's called fractional sharing. So what you do, you can't fractional share during the closed hours. You can't do that now. 7 p.m. tonight, you can't do a fractional share. You can do a whole share. You can go 7 p.m. tonight Central. You can go 10 shares of the S&P 500, limit order, whatever price you want to pay, and if it hits and if it's on that price, it will buy it. If you want to go $10 worth of the S&P, you've got to do through VU. You've got to do that during the market hours, which is 8:30 Central Time. Then you can go $10 of VU. You can still do a limit order, but you do $10 of VU, and you can buy as little as you want, right down to $1, I believe.
Okay.
Don't be put off by the price. This is why so many people got excited about crypto, because I can buy XRP for $2 or 38 cents. And people even say to me, why would I buy the S&P 500? It's $500. That's a stupid idea. Well, it's the percentage. Whether you put $1 or $1 million, the S&P goes up by 13% with macro dips every year. It has done since the beginning of time, on average. Whereas just because something is 10 cents or 1 cent or like Shiba Inu 0.000, that doesn't make it cheap. It's like saying, if I'm a business, if I sold my business to you and I said to you, I earn $100,000 a year, and you want to buy my entire business, there's one share at $100,000. That's good value, right? You bought what I earn right now for 100 grand. Next year, I'm going to earn 200 grand because I'm always doubling my income, right? I'm growing all the time. So you buy one share of me for 100 grand. Is that worse investment than buying something worth 0.1 cent? What if there's no value to it? I've got value to that. Or I could sell 100,000 shares at $1 each rather than one at 100,000. It's the same thing, right? So whether you buy one share or a million shares, it's how much money you put in, how much of it you buy for the percentage that you're going to get.
Okay, because my strategy is like 20 years. This is anything I put into the market goes to my wife and my son.
Perfect.
So I just want a return on it. I'm a gambler. I like crypto, that's like my weakness. Right. But
okay, have a little bit of that.
I don't want to touch this money that I'm putting into the S&P 500. And if you say VU is the best bang for your buck, then I can make the decision, I guess.
When I say the best bang for your buck, the S&P 500, you can only buy it through an ETF. There are several, and the one with the best value, and when I talk about value, I don't mean the price of the stock, because I just told you about the inception date. It's the management cost, because an ETF has to be run by somebody, a company run it and administer it and take care of it. And Vanguard run VU, and it was designed for retail investors. But remember, any ETF was set up as a business for them to make money. Nothing's ever set up for you to make money. The stock market wasn't invented for you, Joseph, to make money. The stock market was set up so Wall Street make money every time everybody trades. Whether it goes up, down, you lose your money, they always win, right? So I like to be the casino. I own the casino. So I own the market. I don't own the individual companies. And the only way you can do that is to get it through an ETF. So then you're looking for the best, most efficient ETF, and VU for you is the most efficient way. No doubt about it.
Well, I do have my Vanguard account. Can I just open another account and just invest in that? Or would you suggest going to like Robinhood?
It makes no difference. If you're buying VU, the stock, VOO, it's the same price anywhere on the world, anywhere in any brokerage. Doesn't matter where you buy. No, I'm talking
about like the fees. You're talking about the maintenance for
right.
them to run it.
When you buy VU, it's got an expense ratio of 0.03. That's what comes out of the profit that run it. You don't pay it. You don't pay it to anyone. You trade for free on Robinhood. You buy $5 of VU. You sell $5 of VU. It costs nothing. We're talking about the management cost to run the ETF globally. Doesn't affect you. You don't even see it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
When you're choosing an ETF, you choose one with the lowest expense ratio, which means that ETF is costing its investors, you and everybody else, less money.
Okay, because when I bought my crypto, my XRP, this guy was like, "Man, you're paying 7% in fees." I was like, "Ain't that normal?" He's like,
That's
"No,
brokerage.
no,
That's
no."
brokerage fees. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Man, that's a waste of money. This, that, and the other thing." I was like, I don't get that. You know?
Yeah.
I thought I got a good deal at $2.
Yeah. Everybody, every brokerage, Robinhood, Vanguard, Schwab, they are businesses themselves. They exist to make money from you trading and investing. Okay. So you've got to buy the stock that you want at the least cost. I'm not on about the price of the stock itself, but the least cost. And there's the cheapest way and the best way and the only way that any retail investor should ever buy the S&P is VU. And you can buy VU on hundreds of brokerages. Some charge fees like Schwab. In fact, I don't think they do anymore because of Robinhood. But as long as you've got Robinhood, you can buy any stock for free anyway. It doesn't matter. Now, I just want to be, when I say free, I want to be absolutely clear. Nothing is free, right? The way it works is, you don't need to know this. It's too much information. But as you've asked the question, otherwise everyone's going to go, it's not free. When Robinhood sell and buy shares, it's called a wholesale. There's a market maker, and they put out 1 billion shares, and those billion shares get swapped with someone else, and so on and so forth. So they make 0.0001 penny per trade, whatever. Doesn't affect you. You don't see it, but that's how Robin. So there's no such thing as free. The price would have been that slightly bit cheaper, bought with someone else, if they were just telling you we're charging you $1 to do it. Does that make sense? With Robinhood, they don't charge you, but it's still the best value. It's called pay to order flow, and European countries, UK, don't like it, and so on and so forth. But you don't need to worry about that, because when you buy, and it's not a concern.
Yeah, it's like buying a soda from Walmart or Whole Foods. You know,
yeah,
for big price.
Yeah, I guess. So. Yeah, exactly. So
okay, the S&P, I want to get into it. You got me. Now I got to get my charts on VU and try to find that.
Well, you've got
look
at 3:00 today. In fact, 2:30. So in 1.5 hours, Sensei is going to go live on this channel. He's going to carry on doing his show, and he's a chart man. He'll tell you how to read charts. If you're a member of the channel, you get free training. We've got training videos coming out now, all for free if you remember, right? We've got another guest calling in. I'm going to bring him up here. Let me bring you in spot number 6. There we go. This is Dominic. Lovely to have you here. Dominic, thank you. I'll come to you in a second. But he will show you the charts. Now, for me, I understand the chart. I look at the chart, but I'm not interested in the chart. And I'll tell you why. When I buy the S&P, it's on the back of the knowledge of the economy. It's on the back of the knowledge of the businesses that take up the ETF, right? That's why we cover all the earnings. Earnings are boring to most people. They're not to me. It's when I learn about the economy, when I learn about commodity prices, like the price of sugar for Coca-Cola. Are they buying future prices of Coca-Cola? Are they concerned about tariffs? Are they concerned about the economy, inflation, blah, blah, blah? I listen to the earnings calls. We've just gone through earnings season. We just did NVIDIA a couple of days ago. I also listen to the FOMC report when Jerome Powell delivers to the world all about the state of the economy, inflation, and blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. I'm also paying attention to global macro conditions. Are we going to get into a war in a minute? Is someone saying something they shouldn't say, and blah, blah, blah? Is there a reason why the market is selling off? Now, if it's selling off because the businesses aren't selling anything and no one's buying anything, maybe there's a problem. But if they're doing okay, but we've got conditions like inflation at the moment, and we've got tariff fears, and these are all transient macro conditions that are going to go away, right? So that's what I'm paying attention to, right? Not just staring at a chart, looking at pretty pictures. not discrediting what Sensei does. He's a partner on the show. But that's not my most important thing, even though it is important. I'm looking at the fundamentals. I've got friends who are CEOs, hedge fund managers. I've had them on the show. I talked to them on X, and I'm saying, they're telling me when they're buying. They're saying, I'm buying, we're buying shares today in the company. On an earnings call the other day, we actually called up the CEO live on the call, said, call into our show. And he's telling me about the company. Now, in case anyone's watching, any trolls, this is not inside information, right? It's just relationships of public information that no one else has perhaps noticed, but it's public. But because I have relationships with real CEOs and real hedge fund managers, they tell me live on the show. And those are the conditions that make me feel comfortable to buy the S&P. Now, I'm all in. I'm even in with margin. I'm in as much as anyone can be in because I'm bullish. That doesn't mean to say the market can't go down 25%. It can. But I'm ready to buy more if it does, even though that would get close to margin call, it wouldn't. I'm very comfortable with my position where I am. I'm earning money on YouTube. I get paid every month. I'll buy more. I'll bring my margin down. But when it goes up, I don't buy. But it sounds like you're new to the game. It is a game, Joseph. This is a game. People are playing around. It's a serious game, but don't ever think, because I get this a lot, especially big YouTube channels with like millions of subscribers that have got a cult-like following, and they'll go in all in on one stock, like GameStop or FFIE, bankrupt stocks, or really dodgy like Fartcoin or something like that. And they get all these people really passionate, except they're not that passionate because they don't actually do anything. They just shout a lot and stuff. And then they go, we're all going to pump this up until they don't. And then they all sell it. They always like to say that Wall Street, the man, the government is all stuffing it to you. And they're sitting around trying to find ways to stuff it to all of us. Well, they're not, right? They're trying to make money. And they do what they do, and they play the game. We're all playing the same game. You have to understand that. Let me just bring in Dominic. Where are you calling in from, Dominic?
Hey, Martin, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect. Yeah, sound great.
Fantastic. I'm outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States. How are you?
Lovely. Thanks for calling in, mate.
I'm still on my Super Bowl high.
I bet you are. I don't understand it, mate. I've tried to understand it. Too much sitting around on iPads. I like a game of soccer. But there you go. I gave it a go. I've given it a go.
I understand. I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
I've been watching you for a while now, and we're not far off from our investing styles. I'm trying to set myself up for retirement, mostly dividend stocks. My primary holdings right now are Ford, Pfizer, and TLT. But I've been dabbling a little bit in something called BITO, which is a Bitcoin futures ETF from ProShares, because I like the dividend and it gives me exposure to crypto. I've been very nervous about buying crypto myself. I have been dipping a little bit into XRP after I read an article about the banking standards that are going to go in place.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, for someone that's looking at retirement in the next decade, that usually invests in dividends. First of all, I'd love your thoughts on BITO if you could look at that at some point. And then second, with these, how much are you allocating to crypto in your portfolio over the long term? What percentages are you looking at? Because I struggle to put anything more than 10% in it because I think the risk is too high.
Yeah, I'm 100% the S&P, all $300,000. So I've got no exposure to crypto at all. And the reason why I do that is that we want to be a news channel, not a pump and dump. I'm not a YouTuber. I was awarded by Sir Elton John the title of World Piano Man. I'm an entertainer who wants to broadcast a TV style show, not a YouTuber trying to pump and dump every asset he owns just to make money for myself. I think, and I could make one video and end it right here, the best way for most people is buy the S&P, and 20 years from now, you'll achieve your goals. I understand that's boring for most people, and you want the excitement and the drama and all the rest of it. I don't like that. I just like knowing I'm always making money, and I focus on what I can earn rather than what I can earn for free, and then take my money and multiply it, which is how I've gone from 5 to 300,000. So it seems to work, but it takes time and patience. So I don't want to own crypto, even though I believe XRP is the best way forward, because because even if it's going to go to $1 million or any number you like, what happens then? Does everyone sell it when it goes to $1 million and goes straight down to zero again? What happens? I don't want to ever have to sell something. I don't want to go to bed at night knowing that this asset I bought for $1 is now at $1 million and it's just on the edge of a cliff, just hanging there. What holds it up? Nothing. See, I like the S&P because it's based upon the performance of those 500 businesses inside the index, right? So I can value it. I can equate what its value, what it's worth. Yes, it can go down 20%. That's okay. I just buy more if it does. But with crypto, it doesn't earn any money. What I like, and the reason why we're so pro XRP on this show, even though I don't own it, is because the way the banks are going to use it. But remember, just like when Betamax came out, which was better than VHS, VHS became the one because it was cheaper and it was this and that and the other. Betamax faded out, and then one day we went to CDs and now downloads. You don't know what the future's going to hold. So for me, and I gain this from talking to real people who work there and tell me, is the banks are setting up to use XRP. Whether they will in 10 years' time, who knows, right? But that's what they're going to do. And the real investment is those that are using it to make money on those transactions, because they will. So that's why, and I was right, I predicted that the financial sector would be the best performer in the S&P, and they are, because they're finding ways to become more efficient, because the banking business is hard to make money for a bank, right? They're starting to make money, and they're adopting all this technology. So I can see, for me, I want to own the S&P because right now tech's not doing so well, but the finance sector is outperforming, which it is. That's a lot to do with crypto and the technology around it. So I'm owning crypto without buying a coin. I'm buying the banks, I'm buying the institutions, I'm buying those that use it. Like I said before, I don't think Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of XRP, could care less about the XRP price. He's more interested in Ripple, the network, with institutions, the government, the banks. Way bigger vision. And I think, and I've said it on the show before, when new stuff comes out, new opportunities comes out, it starts like the OK Corral. It's a free-for-all. Everyone's going crazy, like the gold rush. Do you want to be the guy running all the way across to California, panning for gold, which is what we're all doing, trying to speculate on crypto, or the man who set up the shovel factory that sold everybody a shovel to dig the gold? That's what I want to, that's where I want to, that's who I want to be. So that's why I buy the S&P. So I hope I didn't go off on a tangent. I forgot your initial question now. Oops.
No, it's okay. The first question was about getting exposure to crypto. Through other ETFs that have the exposure to the futures. I think your answer is pretty concise though about staying with the S&P and not going that route.
Yeah. But look. You mentioned crypto ETF. I don't see any sense of that. If you like Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Because if you're buying it through an ETF, it's only tracking the price of Bitcoin, plus you're paying a fee to do it.
Well, the
reason why it was set up is so institutions can buy it. It makes it more environmentally friendly for them. They can't just buy Bitcoin the same way as we can. They have rules to follow for their investors. I don't see why you buy Bitcoin ETF.
I'm a little more active, Martin, so I like to, sell covered calls against my shares while I collect.
Oh, you're an options trader. Okay.
So the futures ETF on Bitcoin gives me the opportunity to do that while collecting a dividend. When Bitcoin doesn't allow me to do that. Okay.
No, that's true. But remember though, dividends that come from anything, they've got to come from the profit of the asset. So I've had people suggest to me for example, there's a company called YieldMax, and it has a dividend ETF for everything, like from Tesla to Nvidia and yada yada yada, right? And it promises great dividends, fantastic, all this free money. And I like to look at where that money comes from, because if you buy an ETF that has a high, which is an ETF that tracks something we can already buy, Bitcoin or Nvidia or Tesla, and again, this is from talking to people that run projects, there are the people in Wall Street, the hedge fund managers, the project managers, these guys, they set up, it's their business, their job, like me doing YouTube. They set up ETFs for a living. Everyone loves NVIDIA. Let's have an ETF that tracks NVIDIA. Hooray! And everyone goes, great, I'll buy that. And let's say we're going to give them 10% dividend. Brilliant. So now you can get exposure to your favorite stock. You're into NVIDIA. You're all rock and roll. You love NVIDIA. And you're getting 10%. You think that's brilliant. 10% every quarter, every month, or whatever it is. And you go, I'll have that. But remember, they set it up to benefit them. It's their business. So how does it work? Well, they do options on, like you do, which you can do yourself. On your behalf, they do options on NVIDIA, for example. And then they charge you a fee. We talked about the fee to Joseph earlier, the cost of running the fund. And out of all the money they make from trading, options, selling the shares, yada, 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 and the fees, they give you some back for dividends, right? Well, they got to keep more for themselves, otherwise they go out of business, right? So I just look at that and think, well, why don't I just buy the business? Because as the business performs well and earns money, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Jensen's selling chips and selling technology to people, I'm, as the owner of the business, I'm earning that. That's why I don't do options. I don't have to guess when a price is going to be a price, at what time it's going to be. I just know from looking at the balance sheet and the margins and covering the earnings, this company is consistently growing. It's doing business with this person and this person. It's making all these margins. It's outperforming the competition. It's showing no real sign of slowing down. It's decreasing, but it's still growing exponentially. It's like, I want to own that business. I don't want to predict a day it will go up or down or whatever. I don't like that. I like to buy the business and let it work for me. And I think anything that promises you and does give you dividends, they're all tax deductible. Of course, they're all taxable. As taxable when you get paid dividend, you've got to pay tax on it. Whereas if you don't sell the stock, you don't. So you've got that short-term tax gain because you're getting paid regularly on dividends. I just don't think it's the way forward, because if you look at the history of most of these ETFs that were set up, they're all quite short, 1 or 2 years old, and not around forever like the S&P's been around forever, right? Not in its form it is today, but the S&P's been around forever, right? Different forms. But these ETFs, I just think they're good businesses, opportunities to sell something to us, feeling like we're getting a better deal. Well, I said this to someone the other day. Imagine I bought $100 of a stock. I had $100, and every week I sold one. So I gave myself 10%. Or I don't know. Yeah, I sold $10 worth of my $100 every single month. So I gave myself 10% every month dividend. But then I end up with the stock worth zero, because I've sold it all. It's the same sort of thing. If you look at these high-paying dividend stocks, they just seem to keep going down and down and down and down and down forever. Because they have to, because where does the money come from? Well, what I'm looking at, why I like J&J and Coca-Cola, is they're different. They're not an ETF, they're the actual business. And what they do is they're a solid blue chip company with history, great balance sheets, great management. They don't owe any money. Well, they've got debt, but it's managed. They're not paying a management fee to run the stock. You just buy the stock. And they have a growth, and they pay out of their growth a percentage as a dividend. Now, they're not giving you free money. They're giving you the money they've made that could have elevated the stock. They're just giving it to you as a dividend. Now, why do you want that? Well, if you just want a passive income, that might be why you want to be paid every month on a dividend, but you can do the same thing by just selling 1 share a month or 10 shares a month. You can do the same thing, but you can choose when you pay, when you take it at a high rather than a dip. I'm just a not believer that there's no free money, and all of this is done as a business. And I think, I know, My strategy is to get to $1 million by the end of the year, by the end of the decade. Then at some point, I might then move into a dividend paying strategy when I built $1 million, or probably what I will do if I continue the growth that I'm going on, this won't be $1 million. This will be a couple of years later, more like 5 million, because I'm doubling every month. Everything's going good. What I might do is I'm now talking to people that have told me this is the way forward. Some CEOs actually. Martyn, you're going to be at 5 million. In 20 years, you're going to be at 20 million. Borrow against your money. So you pay no tax on your income. So you don't sell the shares. You don't go, I'm going to sell half of it and get $1 million, and now you owe $200,000 to the government. Borrow against it, and money that you've got borrowed is that money that you live on is free. You're not taxed on that income. If you're going to grow that quick and that much money, don't sell. And that's why I think super rich people they don't ever sell anything. They own it forever and borrow against it. Sounds silly when you think borrow against it when I got all this money, but that's probably the way forward.
That's the reason the market just goes up and to the right? Because no one's really ever selling.
Well, yeah, that's one thing I've always said about, and this will help Joseph, because he was like, he's coming in the market. Why invest in the first place? Take all the hype and the noise and the ups and downs and the XRP exploding today and Donald Trump said this and Donald Trump said that. Take all that out of the equation. What do? We have to have money for the future at some point when we think we might not have any income. When we stop producing money, we need some free money that we saved from our earlier life, right? That's a fact we've all got to live with, right? Okay, so what do? I go to work, I earn some money, I stick it under the bed. Safest option. Every year we lose money for inflation. So every year my money gets less and less and less. And my $100 in 10 years is worth like $10. The price of eggs has gone up, and my $100 buys a carton of eggs, right, in 20 years' time. So that doesn't work. It's okay, we don't do that. We put it in the bank. Well, that's what our parents told us, because what we have today didn't exist. This way to trade for free on our phone, sat on the toilet, didn't exist. We couldn't do that years ago, and I know because I traded myself when I was younger, and I used to pay lots of fees to Barclays Bank, and it was very difficult to make any money. So you put the money in the bank. Well, that doesn't work, because if you put money in the bank lend it out 9 times. Only 1 in every 10 can go to the bank and draw their money out. If we all go to the bank, we couldn't draw it out because they haven't got it. Why haven't they got it? Because they lend it out. Well, hang on a minute. If they're lending it out, they're investing their money. Why don't I invest my own money? Why am I giving you my money for free, which you give me 0.5%, 1%, which is the average bank rate for the average person, right? And you're investing it with buying businesses, investing in stuff. Well, why don't I just do that myself? So don't put it in the bank. That's a pointless thing, because you're not even going to cover the cost of inflation. So you're still going to lose money. So that doesn't work. Well, people say, yeah, but you've got money for a rainy day. You got money for a rainy day. That really only matters if you are already in a bad financial situation in the first place. You don't start investing until you've got yourself in a good financial position. I didn't start investing until I paid my mortgage off, paid my car loan off. I have no car loans, and my bills are extremely low, right? I'm living an extremely efficient lifestyle. I didn't use the stock market to make money. I've got a new guest. Let me add him into guest number 5. There we go. If you can just move your camera around, mate. There you go. There's Mike.
Thanks, Martyn. I'm going to drop. Thank you for answering my questions today, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I hope I did.
Working class neighbourhoods that
Thank you.
started to notice that even by lunchtime, some
Mike,
of their neighbours hadn't
can you mute your TV or something?
Yeah. Appointments, and the police were receiving unusually high numbers.
So putting it in the bank, obviously, there we go. Putting it in the bank doesn't work, so we have to invest it. We have to find a way that our money can grow at least more than the rate of inflation, so at least we're staying the same or getting a bit more. So what do? Well, we can take all kinds of risks, and we can jump ahead, and we can invest in speculative assets. But of course, speculative assets are speculative by nature. They go up, they go down, they go left, they right. Particularly crypto, there's no fundamental value. Now, we like XRP because of the network, and this is why we're covering it today, right? And all the news of the reserve and so on and so forth. But you cannot sit here and say you know what's going to happen in 10 years. You don't know. People say they do because they want to sell videos on YouTube, right? And the newspaper wants to sell press. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to be responsible, and we want to, give people information that is helpful and share what I'm doing with my own real money. So if you've got, and I've noticed this, people that have more and more money just become more and more sensible with it. When they haven't got any money, they tend to take more risks. They want to turn nothing into something, and they want to turn it overnight. Well, my experience in life is 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work out very well. But you'll hear the one person who said, yes, it did. I went to the casino and I won $1 million. Yeah, but what about everybody else who didn't? So I don't think I'm smarter than everyone else or luckier than everyone else. So I think to myself, well, if I can build a business, which is my job, for me, it's YouTube. For you, it's whatever. And you earn whatever. And I can keep growing my business. And every penny I've got, I invest. And I make 13%, which is what I'm doing, plus macro dips and everything else. That's good enough for me. And I'm never going to lose that way. And I can achieve my goal, and I can get to the end of it. So for me, I just want to buy the best businesses. Now, right now, it's a concern for everybody, isn't it? Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, United States is very ununited. Half the country hate the other half. Half love Trump, half hate Trump, right? We've got tariff concerns. We've got wars in Europe, Third World War potential. We've got all kinds of drama. So you might say, I'm going to get out of the market, stick my money under the bed. Right? Because I don't trust what's going on. I don't like what Trump's doing, or I love what Trump's doing. Whichever way you are, it's volatile. You don't know. My experience is, and my belief is, it's always best to remain in the game. Yes. Oh, got to go. Okay, cheers, mate. Oh, I can move Mike now up to guest spot number 9. There you go, Mike. Mike, let me come back to you. Sorry, and then I want to go back to Simon, who's been sitting patiently here all morning. Mike, where are you calling in from?
I'm in a hotel in Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes. I've played, is it the Civic Theatre in Milton Keynes? I've done it. I've done one night in Vegas, my theatre show with the British Philharmonic Orchestra. I played the Milton Keynes Theatre. It's a big one. It's about 2,000 seaters. And I've sold it out twice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great theatre.
Well,
Love it. How are you, mate? What can I do for you?
Well, just a quick couple of things very quickly. Very interesting what you've been talking about. I could actually ask you questions all night, but obviously won't do that. But my main one was, and you probably won't be able to help on this one, but I just thought I'd ask you anyway. I've sort of been investing in crypto over the years, and like many people, got in after Bitcoin had started and everything. So I got quite a lot of crypto, and then it just wasn't working. So then I sold it. Then it went up while I've sold it, and then obviously I bought some more, and I've basically been buying and selling at the wrong time, which is fine. And I've just noticed XRP. I just happen to have some left of that, so that's quite good. But my question is, there's a company called crypto.com.
Yeah.
And I'm sure many other people will have the same problem. For some reason, can't get back in the account.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it's based in Singapore, meant to be British, but it's coming up with the old, put your phone number in, and when you put your phone number in, it says it doesn't recognise it, and the customer service is appalling. Would you know how to get in touch with them or not really? Just one of those.
I'm sorry, I haven't got any experience with that. I did have a crypto.com account. I didn't like it. I shut it down. I used to tell people about it. I prefer Coinbase. It's SEC regulated.
Yeah.
But this is part of the problem. Is your money locked? Yeah. Are you locked out of the account? You got money in there that's locked away?
Yeah, I have.
Oh God!
I'm also with Coinbase, which is why I've been doing my little trades here and there, And
so you've had no way to get hold of them at all. You can't speak to them at all. You can't access.
They do not reply. You get you can go onto their chat thing, which is useless. Then someone will send you an email, then you never hear from them again. It's virtually impossible. I think the only way I've got is to go get a flight to Singapore and go knock on the door.
Dear. Yeah. Bloody hell, you must have a lot of money then if in there if it's worth doing that.
Well, it's just a thought I'd ask the question, but generally,
so you can't log in.
Come across, no, not at all. No, and the main issue is the customer service is not there. It's not like and with a lot of these crypto exchanges, you can't.
There isn't really customer service. It's do your own thing. I lost when I started out. I did a bit of crypto trading when I first started, and it's like losing all my money on fees and everything else, and it was just very unpleasant taste in the mouth, to be quite honest. But when you put your password and your email, what happens?
It comes up with you have to put your phone number in as like a double check, and then
and what happens then?
Phone number. No, nothing happens then. No, and then it said it doesn't recognise the email. But then when you go onto your email search, you can see that they've been, when you first opened it. But thankfully, I've only been a sort of a crypto hobby really. I've always realized it's volatile and risky, whereas what you're talking about with stocks and shares and companies is a lot more interesting, and it's something else I want to, which is why I've joined your membership channel as a gold member tonight, because I think it's something I'd like to I'd like to sort of become more educated about that.
As a gold member, you can book 1 month for 1 hour a month for me, and we can have a private conversation. So you call in just like this, but we do it privately. Comment to one of my videos, and I see all my members. I'll reply back to you, and we'll set up a meeting.
No, it'd be lovely, because I've got something else that I really want to discuss publicly over the channel, but it's quite interesting. So
okay, would love to help you in any way I can. But I mean, I will tell you now, Mike. Now ask yourself why this is, right? We're growing our presence online, and we're doing quite well. We're getting in. We rank for #1 for a lot of stocks and cryptos, and we do really well now, right? So people contact me every day. I receive hundreds of emails every day. People wanting to pay me up to the highest was 30 grand. 30 grand really? To promote. To promote some dodgy crypto project. I will never have, and I never will take any money. All my sponsors and members are viewers. So if Coca-Cola run me up tomorrow and says, we want to sponsor you for $1 million, they have got to be a member, just like you, and someone's got to watch every day from Coca-Cola, just like you. I wouldn't do it. I don't take money from anyone unless a reviewer. But ask yourself why this is. I get hundreds of emails a day, either trying to give me money to promote a project or something that is obviously is dodgy, right? They're trying to manipulate my channel or this and that and the other. No one ever tries to get me to buy the S&P 500, Google, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson. Never had an email doing that. Ask yourself why. Because they make money from selling this. It's the gold rush. And as I said before, I want to be the man that sells the shovels. Let everyone run around scrambling around trying to scratch in the dirt. If you believe and you've done your research that XRP and Ripple is the network that this is all the financial banks and so on and so forth are going to use, regulated, properly done, officially. Invest in those businesses. Invest in Ripple when it finally becomes public. It's private right now. That's to me is a sound investment. Or right now you buy the S&P because you own the banks, and the banks are the outperformer in the S&P right now. That is a real investor. When someone says to me, "How could you talk about XRP when you don't even own it?" That's like saying, how can a news reporter talk about the war unless he's got to fight in the war? He's got to be a soldier. He's standing right there on the front line talking to the soldiers, but he can't report on it unless he puts up a gun and shoots someone. It's ridiculous. I understand more about crypto and XRP probably than most people who buy it. But I buy the banks who use it, and I talk to the people that work at the banks that are using it. So I'm invested in the technology. I just don't want to be trading the coin. The coin, if you like, is the souvenir of the technology. And giving a perfect example of that, when Trump came out, when he won the election and his inauguration, he brought out a meme coin, the Trump coin, One of the worst performing coins there ever. Went up when he sat at the dinner table during the inauguration, and then sold off, and went down like 70-80% when all the Trump family sold it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not an investment. That's a souvenir. No. Well, I'd rather buy a hat, a T-shirt, and at least I got something.
Yeah, exactly. No, well, fantastic. Well, great channel, Martyn, and I'm looking forward to finding out more. So
thanks, mate.
Let's hope tonight all the small investors on XRP make some money.
Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight, the market's open, 7 p.m. Central at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm cracking my fingers here. 1 a.m. in the morning for you, the market opens in the US. Doesn't affect crypto, but that's 24/7, of course. But the market opening in the US on all this news about crypto and what Trump's doing with crypto now and the tariffs, expect huge volatility. I don't know whether it's going to go up or down, but it ain't going to sit still. It's going to be a lot of movement tonight. And my experience at 2 in the morning, which will be 6 o'clock 8 o'clock in the morning for you in the UK, that's when we get a lot of volatility after these certain conditions that are lined up. So expect a lot. Even if XRP shoots right up, it could shoot right back down again. I can't give financial advice, but I'd be trimming it all the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. I've noticed at the moment it's sort of hovering between 30% and 29%. It hasn't gone past 30.
Have you made a profit on it?
Yeah.
What percentage?
Probably about 50%.
Right. Think of this for a minute. One last thought before we let you go.
Yeah.
If you only buy the S&P every month, not macro dips like I do, you just buy it passively. You just buy in the S&P every month, whether it's up, down, sideways. You're going to make about 10% a year on 500 best companies in the world, arguably, at least in America.
Yeah.
And you've made 50%. You've
roughly,
made, right? You've made 5 years of the S&P in minutes, days, weeks, whatever it's been.
Sell it.
Well, I mean, put it this way. You buy a Ford Escort. You're from England, right? I can talk in English terms.
Yeah.
You buy a Ford Escort. You pay 10 grand for it.
Yeah.
I've had it for a couple of years. It's worth, 8 grand? Someone comes along and says, I'll give you 50 grand for your car. Would you sell it?
Yeah.
What matters is what you actually get, not what you might have had. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I've got friends down the road in Dallas where I used to, my world piano in when I did Jerry Jones owns the Cowboys, Mark Cuban, all billionaires. I could go down there tonight, schmooze around the ritzy bars in my friends, and one of them would say, hey, Martyn, I've not seen you for a while. Hey, I got a little party around my house on Saturday. Normal fee, 5 grand. Yeah, it was 5 grand. I'll charge you more now because I haven't done it for ages. 5 grand, play at my house, bring your piano. All right. Have I missed that opportunity because I'm not going to go to Dallas tonight? No. I haven't lost 5 grand because I'm sitting here talking to you, right? Yeah. So if XRP, if you sell XRP now and you make 50%, 5 years of the S&P in 5 minutes, and then it goes up double, doesn't matter. There's a reason why my portfolio has gone from 5 grand to 300,000, 22 trades, 22 wins. Just never lose. Focus on not losing as opposed to being greedy. Well, it might go to $1 million. I want to be in it. If it goes to $1 million, well, who cares? If you've made good profit, take some profit.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's what I'm going to do. But thanks, Martyn.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in, mate.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, be in touch. Cheers. You're a gold member, right? You said you're a gold member?
Yeah.
Brilliant, that, mate. Brilliant, that, mate. All right, you don't have to go. We're carrying on, but if you want to go, you can hang up. If you want to stay on, it's up to you.
What I'll do is I'll come off the phone. I'll keep the channel on and keep watching you.
All right, spot on then, mate.
All right,
brilliant.
Cheers.
We've got another guest just calling in. I'm going to come back to Simon and Safa. Safa's here as well. Simon, is there anything you wanted to add to the conversation?
Well, I just wanted to say that when you was talking about trading with companies that are undervalued. So when I come to the channel and first got to know about the channel and become a member, you was talking a lot about Mobex. So therefore, I decided to put a lot of my money into Mobex. So really, my long-term trade is Mobex. I've got almost 10,000 shares in Mobex. So that's sitting there. That's my little investment for long term. But because of what's happened in the market recently and Nvidia went down, I decided to put some money in Nvidia. But obviously Nvidia is going to go up at some point.
Well, not obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I think so. Yeah. When you look at their earnings.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just trying to put balance to the audience. Yeah.
So at some point, and I will sit in Nvidia until I get what I'm comfortable at, and then I want to sell it. But what I want to do, so you're kind of like this next company that I'm looking at and focusing at. I've lost money on them before, but I'm thinking about getting back into space.
Oh, SPCE. Yeah. That's the channel. That's the stock that built this channel. We started covering that, and I was in it every day, thousands of videos. Yeah. One of the reasons was my godfather's Kenny Baker, the man inside the robot of R2D2, hence the name Martyn Lucas. So I love space and all that stuff. I got connections with space and all the rest of it. I mean, Virgin Galactic have had a terrible run. Obviously, if you'd bought the stock a few years ago, I paid $70 at one point, and that was before the split, right? The 20 times split. So you can imagine where I am now. I lost about $30,000 with Virgin Galactic, and the technology's there, the product's there, the customers are there, the need for it is there. Obviously, competition's caught up a little bit with them, but the management have let us down. The way they've been managing this, I don't think is good. But we're still on track. You are paying a ridiculously cheap price now. Now, when I say cheap, I'm looking at the valuation. The cash on the books and the value of the assets, i.e. the rockets, the equipment, and so on and so forth, is a lot less than the actual market cap, what you're paying for the shares. So it is typically an undervalued stock. That is an example of an undervalued stock. However, it hasn't started making real profit yet, so it has to deliver. It has to have those flights going every couple of days, and people queuing up to fly and all the rest of it. So it's speculative, a bit like crypto, but not as much, because we've actually got paying customers who actually want to pay to go on it, including myself, right? So at the end of the day, you could be buying it at an amazing price right now. If you're buying it right now, there are people in my show who have been following for 2 years who've paid $70, $60, $50, and now here we are at a couple of bucks. And that was before the 20-for-1 split. So it's even worse.
See, I started to buy it when they started their first flight after Branson. So when they started doing the flights after Branson. Yeah. And I got into the hype thinking, oh yeah, it's going to shoot out, it's going to do really well. Yeah. And obviously they were losing money still, and that's when I lost a lot of money myself. So
well, you only lose if you sell, of course. You don't lose if it just goes down in value. Yeah, you sold at a loss. Yeah. Well, that's understandable. Stay with me. I've got Safa on the phone now. Safa must be excited. The other day, he came on my show and he went, "SMCI is gonna go up," and I went, "How do you know?" You don't know that. Well, we now got the they delivered on time with their filing, and it popped on the day. I'm not sure where it is right now. I'll have a quick look. So Safa calling in from Dubai, is that right? How are you?
Yes, yeah. I'm doing great. Today actually is the second day of Ramadan. We have here a month called Ramadan, where you fast about 13 hours in a day, and then you break your fast like after the prayer, and then you have until like the dawn, and then you fast again.
Is that healthy?
I mean, of course, if you think of it, like if you're fasting for a long time, think of what are the things that's happening in your body, and in terms of cleansing. Some say that it can cure from cancer or like other diseases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being fasting like in a long time, not even like you can say like even water fasting, or you want to eat something healthy but makes your stomach light, like eating something which is not heavy.
Okay.
That's still like a good like mentally when you think about it. What's the difference between you fasting and someone who's not fasting? Is I have more concentration. Like if you didn't have
All right.
food for a while, okay, you can like your brain focuses more. Whatever you're doing, like whatever task, your
Okay.
brain like certainly focuses on that certain
That's
task.
true. I
But
can
when you
imagine
eat
that.
food, your brain is like, confused. Like you
Yeah.
don't have 100%. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going through some life changes at the moment because I've had a big health scare in the last couple of days. I could be contracting diabetes, and also cholesterol has gone through the roof. So I've started a very healthy lifestyle now, eating the right stuff, exercise every day. In a minute, I'm going to go out for a walk again. But anyway, XRP today. How can I help
Yeah.
you? What do you want to talk about?
Not really
Well, I'm
about
gonna have
XRP. I was wanting to add a comment.
Please do.
Uh,
Oh, you
yeah,
got Simon. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it, mate.
on some. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that even said Simon, he invested more in Mobix, but still, even though they delivered some good news, it's still going down. It's about like the belief if you think that the stock is gonna move forward or not. Like you actually have seen the Nvidia each week. A negative news comes up. Okay, when Nvidia goes higher a little bit by $15 or $10, they tend to short it. How many times it went to $117 below
Oh
120?
well, this
Some
is
people could have sold at 135,
yeah,
okay, and then buy back at low. And when it
yeah,
happens again, they're gonna do it again. They're
yeah,
actually, they have mentioned it. I think is it yesterday or before yesterday, that the reason that it's going down, it's because hedging funds and the put call options. And if they expect it like to go 20% up, people are just gonna have more shares of Nvidia.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think Nvidia wants to do that. Just they don't want to give people like
And
more shares or something.
Nvidia, in my opinion, Nvidia is a stock you should own, not to trade. It's too difficult to guess.
Yes.
But it's just like your site, super microcomputer, which I know you're very much into, SMCI. You see how that popped up when that news came out? It's been selling off ever since. The same thing. A lot of these stocks are, so even though you were happy, you were only happy if you traded and got out. That's the issue with this. It pumps up and then everyone sells it again. It's very frustrating. Well, it's kind of frustrating at the moment because no one seems to know or really care about what they own. It's just everyone's scrambling around buying and selling from each other rather than just owning the business, which is what I do. Every time it goes down, I buy and I hold. And long-term investing at the moment is definitely winning the game.
You know what's the smart strategy I could have done, okay, but I never attempted to do. When it went to $66, okay,
Yeah.
I was about $700 up. I
Right.
could have sold all my shares, and
Right.
then before the day that they were supposed to file the 10K, I
Yeah.
could have bought at $45 because it went down. The home market was selling off.
Yeah.
And then if I bought back at $45,
Yeah.
free market it went to I think $10. So I could have also sold again.
But why didn't you
Or
then?
I never did.
Because that's exactly what I said was going to happen, isn't it? I said once the
Yeah.
news comes out, it will pop and then sell off again. So you could have,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is what everyone should have, would have, could have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, when you've got macro conditions and speculative news like that, just take some profit. But you just said sell all of it. You don't have to sell all of it. You could have sold half of it, and then you could have used the other half to buy back, and now you got all your seed money out. You'd have ended up anyway. Doesn't matter. You didn't do that. Got to look forward.
I mean, there's some good news that they're starting another, I think, another branch of their firm.
There
in the
is
United
plenty of
States?
good news around the stock. Yeah, I don't think you got any major issues. All
Yeah,
their problems
there's a
got
major issue.
solved. Huh?
There is a major issue. They are trying to highlight that I think some of their company officers trying to sell for like a big amount of shares or a million share or something.
Right.
So I don't know how that's gonna make the stock going up, but a lot of people have so much like negative news on it. Like why they
It,
need to mention like if it's in a million, if it's like 120K shares,
because
they can like sell it. You know,
this,
they don't need to mention it.
I'm going to have to end our call in a second because we've got to get back to XRP. I've got lots of questions in the chat. That's what today's show is, not super micro. But the reason is this stock is a trading stock. It's very, very manipulated. I wouldn't own this because of this. If you get profit, you take it. And that's what everybody else is doing. So as long as the stock is trading on momentum, we get some news, we pump it up. Now we short it, now we sell it. That's not a place for an investor. That's a place for a trader. And you've got to get in and out quickly because everybody else is. You're just sitting around getting screwed otherwise. I think long term it's going to be okay, but it's got so many uncertainties with it. So much manipulation with it. It gets overbought, then it gets oversold, and overbought and oversold. It's a bit like Palantir. But give me your final thoughts, because I've got to go back to the XRP questions in the chat.
I had just one last question. What are your predictions upon the upcoming Tuesday that there's tariffs is gonna be imposed for the market, and what do you think? Do you think that the market is gonna go higher, or is it going to go
it's going to
below?
happen tonight. It's midnight tonight, so it's midnight Monday.
Okay.
So we're gonna the market is going to open in 3 hours. What's it now? 4 hours. We're going to get some. I don't know where it's going to go up or down on the open, but I know it's going to move big because of this news with Trump, what he's just done now with crypto. So that's a massive reason to invest in America. So we got that. But remember, we had the big pump on Friday. Everyone got excited, though, because we had a big sell-off all last week because of Trump tariffs and what was going on with Zelensky and all that in the White House. A lot of instability. What happened in the last few minutes of the market on Friday was algo buying. It wasn't people buying, it was algos buying. A lot of automatic buying, which pushed the market up. We could be in for a bloody great surprise tonight. Now, I can't predict whether it's going to go up or down on this news, but I know it's going to move a lot. Where I think it will move is midnight tonight, because midnight tonight the tariffs go into place, and but it's already priced in. What's it going to do? Are we going to get an announcement last few minutes? I don't know. If I was a trader and I'm up, I'm trimming, taking some profits off the table. For me as an investor, if it goes down, I'm buying. I've got some more to buy, even though I'm in with 300 grand now. But it has to go down a lot for me to start buying, because I've already bought before the rally on Friday. So it's got to go down like 6-7% before I started buying anymore. But yeah, we're in for a hell of a week. Now with crypto out, now with all this crypto been done, and we've got the tariffs coming into place tonight. Remember, last month, they didn't come in. They were just threatened and they went away after a few days. They actually happened tonight. And we've got the way Europe is separating from America with this whole thing with Ukraine. There's like a real divide now. It's like, it's going to be very exciting to watch. So I wish you the very, very best. I can't give financial advice, but if I was a trader, I'd be trimming whenever I was up and buying a dip whenever it was down. It's simple as that, really.
Yeah, thank you for your advice. Hopefully we'll talk some more maybe today when the market opens.
Yes, absolutely. Call back tomorrow when the market opens. Thanks for calling in. Always nice to hear from you. And you were right. We did get the pump on SMCI, so well done. You just didn't take the profit, which was a shame. Next time.
Yeah.
All right. Nice one. There you go. Fantastic. All right, then. So we're at XRP. We're going to close the phone lines now. We've been on the phone lines for a while, so we're going to cut that down now. I think we're in members only mode. I have to wrap this up because Sensei is going to be live in 50 minutes time. So I'm going to hand you over to Sensei for his show. We are in members only mode. Great. Now I can answer everyone's questions. Let me just scroll up a little bit. If you are a member, I'm going to give everyone now. When I get through all the comments and questions, I'm going to give everybody their perks and benefits, all the things that you get as a member. So stand by. I'm going to do that right now. Let me go for the questions. Got way too much of that, Ed D. Oops, daisy. Do you have Stellar MSK? Passing my French, no worries. Bad move, Ed. I would not do that, not all the way. Saab Shergill, not anymore. Oh no. 10% tops. I hear you. Hey, Stacy. J Long. I got 7 figures in gold and silver. Congratulations, Pete. Hello there. Then you. Good. I'm keeping my gold, Ed. Never can tell if all the system goes down. A strategic reserve might have more regs than restrictions and more once implemented. Mean average is now 263. Hey, Pete. Nothing in life is guaranteed, just paving the way for my unborn child. Martyn, how do you feel? Well, I feel okay today, actually. I wasn't supposed to be live today, but of course we had a massive announcement. It's why I came live. I'm going to end the show now, but I came live because of the news that Sensei brought us this morning. I am now eating well. I've had no cholesterol. I'm drinking water a lot more. I've had good fruit and cereals and some eggs this morning, as I did yesterday. I've eaten no crisps, no biscuits, no chocolates now for a couple of days. So it started. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I've recently been told by my doctor that they want to put me on medication. Last 3 years I've been building this channel, and I've been working and not exercising and probably not eating the best. And I've put on weight, and my blood glucose level's gone through the roof, and my cholesterol's gone through the roof. And I refuse to go on medication until I've done everything right to help myself. And I've just started now to do the right thing. So I need your help, support, guys. It's only been a couple of days, but 2 days now I've done the right thing. So I need to get off. I need to go for my walk. It's a Sunday. It feels like a Monday. I'm not normally here, but I wanted to cover this all day with you because of what's going on. The market is going to explode up or down. It's not going to be a passive evening. Sensei is going to be live with you in about 50 minutes with you, and I'm going to be after that. There'll be the 24-hour stream. It'll go all through the night. Watching the market open. So after Sensei, we'll be here for the live open of the bell all the way through the night. So it's going to be a big night. Another Alaskan here, a 907. Andrew, how are you? Saab, what you doing? Hey, Jay. Thanks for asking, by the way, Stacy. Was wondering where everyone was. Hey, James. Mike still here? Yes, Mike's always here. Just solid. Good afternoon, Jay. Good stuff. Please subscribe. That's very kind. Has everyone tapped the like button? Shall we have a look at the subscribers, by the way? It's probably a new all-time high. Shall we have a look? Let's go and have a little look how we've done. It's been a very busy day. 72,179. 72,220, 230, 240, 50, 60. Wow, look at that. 270, 200. Whoa! 72,000. Whoa! Look at that. We were 70,000 to 2 days ago. 72,324. Look at that. Thank you ever so much, everyone who subscribed to us and supports this channel. We really do appreciate it. That's really growing incredibly quickly now. So thank you ever so much, everyone who is part of this family. Right. Let me get for the questions, and then I'm going to give you all your perks and benefits. Any XRP update? Nothing since the last hour. The fees are in the spread in hits. Just booped. Let's have a look. Go Birds. You just enjoyed the bounce back. Good afternoon. Stephen Lewandowski's here. Hello, Stephen. Glad you are back. Started investing in crypto and stocks in October. This has become my #1 top 2 channels. Thank you, Brian G. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Hi, MSK. Only just seen XRP charts. Woohoo. Yes, indeed. Exactly. Let me bring on the alerts now. So when you subscribe or do a super chat, right, let me get through all the comments. Hemp seed, superfood, Mediterranean, Glad you popped on, Martin. Thank you, Ed. My pleasure. Good afternoon. Good man. I got gold jacket on because it's a gold day, right? Where are you doing? When are you doing the reviews? Back again tomorrow. I will carry on. My next review tomorrow will be QQQM versus VU. Then there's Ondo, Gretland Gold, and Vale. They're my next ones to do. If you want company, walk and go live. We will jump on and encourage you all the way. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Stacey. I will do that. I will do that. Martin, you need to look at peptides for your diabetes. Life-changing. Thank you. At the moment, I don't want to take any medication. I just want to exercise. I want to eat right. I want to get things moving. I do not want to just start with medication. Anyway, congratulations on your 70,000. Thank you, Safa. Yeah, nearly 73. Nah, didn't it? I wanted to share. I was watching the XRP chart this morning and bought another 40,000 worth minutes before the news broke. I do want to thank you for all the news you provided. Wow, look at that. Wow, you must have made about 40 grand today then.
Jack Tatman donated £5 through a super chat. Have you seen the fake streams with QR codes? You need to warn people. Clinking beer mugs. 11k people watching it now, lol.
Yeah. I'm going to, I'll do that now. Walking with Martin. Yeah. Brian, we'll all do it together. I love that. 100% best channel. God bless Martin King. Thank you. You got this, Martin. Thank you. And Jack, thank you for that super chat. Okay. Let me wrap up some things then. Let me wrap up some things before I go and warn everybody of this. So, okay. What we're going to do is let me get rid of that, unpin that. I'm going to get off right now. Let me bring back to here. There's Sensei Show. Okay. There's Sensei Show. This is next. Live next. XRP. Whoops-a-daisy. Next. XRP chart show. Pin that to the top. Pin that there. Let me just check that's good. Yep. That works. Okay. That's good. This is what's coming up next for you. This is the XRP Trump show. Whoops. Sensei's called it the XRP Trump show. All right. That's next for you all. All right. I'll put a like on it myself already. I've given you the link in the chat. I will make sure that this live stream automatically goes there. If I press this button here, you'll be straight into Sensei's show. So let me redirect to there. Right. He's going to be live shortly. He's going to go live early. All right. So let me just redirect. Save that there. Okay. XRP is going up again. Let me give you all the links you need. So now you've got the link. It will take you directly into Sensei's show. You've all got that. Let me come back to here. Now, I said I'd give everyone their perks and benefits. So if you just become a member, let me explain what you get as a member. Here is the membership link. 98% of our live viewers are members, higher than any other channel in the world, way more than Mr. Beast. We go live up all day, every day. We're here to help people, not sell videos, always tell the truth. This is my real shares, my real money. I've gone from 5 grand to 300,000 live on the show. We're here to help people. That's why people become members. They want to support the channel. They want this channel to grow and become a 1 million subscriber channel. That's what this is all about. So there is the membership link. Now, if you click on the membership link, If you are on an iOS device, you will need to select a browser to be able, and then the 3 dots desktop version to be able to get onto the link. If any other device, computer or Android, whatever, it works perfectly fine. Okay. Now, once you remember, I've made the promise that membership never goes up. I never charge more for membership. That includes inflation. So in fact, my membership gets cheaper and cheaper every year. I have the cheapest membership you could get, the most inexpensive. I want everyone to be a member. So we can basically filter out the bots, the trolls and the scammers. So we can have members only chat, members only live streams. Most of my, well, all of my CEO interviews now are all members only. So if you want members only live streams, they're all members only. All the interviews with CEOs, hedge fund managers, all of those are members only. Members only videos. If you are a member and you ask me a question, so you comment to any video on YouTube, I will personally reply. There's no AI. There's no robots. Everything is real. Everything is me simply typing out the answer. If you follow me on X and Instagram, there's the links in the chat. I will post when I'm doing stuff, when I'm talking to somebody, what's going on. I'm sharing you private, personal information. There's my X, there's my Instagram. If you are a member, I will engage with you. I will talk back to you. I will answer all your questions. Once you've got a 1 month badge and your green badge, your new green badge turns into a 1 month badge live on the show. Give me your username on Discord and we'll upgrade you, and you get access to the training videos, which we are recording right now, access to Sensei and the charts and Ed Nevia's scalp trading. We provide training for free. We don't sell it. We don't have fees for it. It's all for free, being part of our membership. Now, if you don't want to be a member, or on YouTube, or you just want access straight away, or you just want to be a premium customer, or you just want to support our Discord, there is Discord in the chat. You can get all that straight away for a couple of bucks, literally a couple of bucks a month. We can't make it any cheaper. And you can access all of that straight away, and you might want to do that. All right, there's that. So I gave you all of that. I gave you my Robinhood USA for free shares, Robinhood UK for free shares. Here's the members video. This will tell you about all the things that you get as a member. Make sure that you've watched them all. And I think that's about it. Now then, I'm going to get off because Sensei is getting ready to come live with you. I'm now going to just put out a warning, and it is really important, and I'm glad one of our members mentioned it. As we do rank number 1 for XRP, it's probably our responsibility to mention it. Very, very important. If you see a live stream on YouTube, you naturally assume it's live. Let me explain the difference between a live stream and live, and crypto channels and scammers are taking advantage of this. What they're doing is they're recording a video, and they're using AI to show Brad Garlinghouse or other people, suggesting that if you send them money, they can double your money. Well, there's no such thing. You never send anybody any money. You never have to do anything like that. I never message anyone, and I never sell anybody anything. Real investors, real businesses never contact you trying to sell your stuff or encourage you to buy anything. All right? You invest for yourself. You don't get free money from anyone. Okay? So very, very important just to remember that. Now, they look like they're live, and you think these are events that are happening live. They're not live. Oh, hello. It's a Super Chat XRP
Jack
moment.
Tatman donated £2 through a Super Chat. Thank you, you're a good man.
Should we have just before I go, shall we have an XRP pump? The other day, I said to everybody, let's make XRP pump and do a $1 Super Chat, a minimum $1. It reads out your comment, and we had like about 100 super chats going boom, 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 all reading out good messages with XRP. It works every single time. Just saying. If you want to do that, we'll have an XRP pump right now. Anyway, people then record these videos and then they stream them and they put them on loop right? So they're playing them on their computer, like me playing a video now, but streaming it. So on YouTube, you think it's live because it's being streamed. Streamed is like watching live TV, but the film was made 20 years ago. If you're watching Lord of the Rings right now on live TV, it's live, but it's not live, is it? It's a recorded video that was made 20 years ago. The same thing. If you see live on YouTube, with me, it's always live. I'm actually sitting here talking to you. Live means live. But live on YouTube means simply live streaming, okay? So you could have a video on loop being broadcast and people are sucked into it. It looks like we're going to have an XRP moment. We're going to have an XRP pump moment. All right, let's do it. Let's pump XRP. Let's have some fun. If you do 199, you can put a comment and it reads it out. So let's pump up the music. I'm going to go. Let's pump up the music, pump up the smoke, pump up the excitement. Let's have a XRP moment. If you want XRP messages read out on the screen for the world to see, the world to share, let's do it. Are you ready? Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
The year is 1991.
Right, okay,
Birds
here we
and
go.
people are living together in seemingly perfect
Oh, here
harmony.
come the super
Until
chats.
One day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform.
I'm going to roll the credits, and thank all my stars of the show, everyone that gave a super chat today. Here it is. Josh Monroe, pump it up. Stars of our show, new subscribers, D2. Let me just take the music down just a little bit. There you go. Just drop it back. Just a minute. Sideway, Vanessa, Will, Irvin. These are all our new subscribers. Steve, Willie, LPS, Fishing, Down, Speedy, James, German, Raja, Anna, Joe Beer, Jamie, DC, Sean, JC, Chad, JVT, John, P4, Emil, Romeo, James, What the Bible Says, Metho, Elijah, David, Forrest, James Twine. These are our new subscribers today. Kristen Chowdhury, I can't pronounce that one, sorry. Aero, Lade, Tasties, Adonis, Dorian, and UD and QNIK. New members today. These are all our new members. Here's the membership link. If you want to join and become a member. Nima, Brian S, RB, Ed D, Mike Schultz, Dejes, Heard, 1 of 7 billion, Vanessa, Super Chats, Jerry and Elba, Saab Shergill, RB, Jack Tateman, Boo Dixon, High Desert Dave. I'm loving it. I'm loving it like that. Okay, that's all our credits today. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to go over to Sensei's show now. Sensei is going to carry on throughout the evening for you. And I'm going to now leave you with my final thoughts. All right, here we go. We've got some more super chats coming in now on the screen. I'm loving it. I'm loving this. XRP to the moon. I'm loving it. XRP is going up again. Told you it would. Does it every time. Thank you very much. I'll say goodbye to you now. I've got a little surprise for you though. Thank you for all the super chats and all the love. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Thank you very much for being part of our XRP Pump show today. But let's get serious for a minute. Let's get serious just for a minute. It's a great day for America. We've got the United States colors here. In a few moments' time, Sensei will be live in, it's 2 o'clock now, in about half an hour. Before Sensei goes live, I would love you to join us on a very special moment. This next show will automatically take you to Sensei's event where he's doing the charts for XRP. And it's also pinned to the top as well. But I've got something to share with you. I'm just going to see if I can grab this here.
Song on Martyn's music. I'll be there.
All right. I want to share something with you that happened the other evening. More important than anything. This is Saab. This is one of our viewers watching right now. We did a very special event for one of our members who's critically ill in hospital, in a coma. Elderly gentleman in a coma. And all these people tuned in on my music channel with me to support Jerry. And the wonderful thing, as we were singing and playing this music, everybody was calling in just like this. These are people all around the world who were calling in. And Jerry squeezed his wife's hand and had a tear in his eye. He was affected by our music and everybody taking part. This was a very, very powerful moment. Now, if you ever wanted to be moved by something really powerful, I invite you to having a little look at this. You might enjoy this. This what's going on now is I'm singing. Time goes by so slowly in time. I'm doing a live concert here, and all these people were calling in, and it was amazing because we've just heard. I've recently heard that Jerry is now, they've turned off the machine, and that was a very risky moment, but Jerry has been able to sustain himself, and he is breathing without the aid of the ventilator. He's got oxygen, so this really worked. This really, really worked. So, you've got half an hour before Sensei
Marky Boy donated £2
starts.
to a super chat. Martyn, you're brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marky Boy. And you might like to go and have a quick listen. Though your heart is aching, comes shining through. What's the use of crying? Vote to me. Everyone swore they knew me. So this is the concert here. So if you'd like to tune in, I was voted by Elton John as the world piano man, and every musician and artist lives to do emotional, special, powerful events like this. So we came together around the world, and during this concert, Jerry, this elderly gentleman in his coma, squeezed his wife's hand in hospital. They had to turn the machine off, and he stayed with us. And it was very powerful. So anyway, I've got to go because Sensei will be live soon. You've got a chance to go and watch this concert. It wouldn't bother me. This is one of my big songs from years ago that I did as my Vegas show. You might like to... I dedicated this to Jerry. He knew my name. If I never sing another song. It was a very special evening. Another bow. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to get off. I'm going to leave you with a link for that now. I'm just going to give you the link for this, so you can, if you'd like to go and listen and support us, and there's no ads on it, there's no ad revenue, it's a free concert, so you might like to just go and watch it and leave a message to Jerry if you are moved by it. And if you need support in any way like this, I'll do a concert. I do these for our members. So here we go. There is Jerry's concert. The Jerry concert. Okay. There is the link in the chat. You've got time to go and have a listen to it before the event tonight. It could be half an hour to an hour before Sensei goes live. So you do have the opportunity to do that. That's it from me. I'm going to get off. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for calling. The link's in the chat if you would like to go and see that, or it will automatically take you to Sensei's show in about 35, 40 minutes. You can do that. Let me leave you with my final thoughts, folks. Today was a big day. It was Sunday. I was supposed to be on my day off, but huge news. Thanks to Sensei for bringing this to us. Don't chase this. Don't get suckered in by all the false information and all the YouTubers telling you it's now going to go up to $1,000 and you're all going to get rich in 5 minutes. Trim off. Take some profit. Remember why you invested in the first place. You invest to make some money. You've made 50%, 100%. Trim off. Take some profit. Let it buy on a dip. That's all you've got to do. Because tonight, the big money will move the markets. In a few hours' time, after Sensei has done his show, I'm absolutely confident that the market is going to move violently all over the place. We've got volatile issues with the economy. We've got issues with inflation still being sticky. We've got now the sanctions, the tariffs going into place tonight. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of people will pump this up just to drop it back down again. Be very, very careful. As an investor, just consider all the options. Respect your money. Respect your health in your life. Don't chase the market. Let it come to you. If you miss it, you miss it. There'll always be another opportunity around the corner. Life is full of opportunities. And if you consistently don't lose and you consistently win, you'll do all right and it'll all work out fine. Anyway, I wish everyone the best. I hope you come and join me now on the concert, have a little listen before Sensei's show. But that's it from me. Thank you very much. I wasn't going to be live on Sunday. It's my day off. I'll see you back. I'll see you back tomorrow for the opening bell, more reviews, and we'll be following all the news. Enjoy Sensei's show in a while. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.